So we got William Lee Golden of the Oak Ridge Boys here, and you've been inducted into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame, Country Music Hall of Fame. You've won all these awards like ACM Awards, CMA Awards, Dove Awards, and Grammys. You were inducted into the Alabama Music Hall of Fame, and now you're still doing music after all these years, and you're playing with your sons. How special is it to be singing and recording with your sons?
Well, Gary, it's something that I've waited a long time to do. It's been over 25 years since we toured and played and sang music together. Chris and Rusty and Craig, they all have separate careers going on and solo careers in music. Chris and Rusty does, but it was during the pandemic. I had been having a vision to record with them again, and had talked to Rusty, and we had played some songs, but then during the pandemic, man, uh, turning on the television, there was so much hate, negative, everybody hating everybody, and violence coming out of television. I got so repulsed by it, I had to get away from it. Had to get out, turn the TV off, and not turn it on for several months. But it's just it, the negative hate pushed me away from it. It was like spewing from every side. Every time you turn on something, everybody hating everybody, and it was just it was frustrating, and felt like that it was kind of for me to be sitting there watching it. I was allowing them to basically invade my soul and my privacy, and spewing that at me. It put me in a bad mood. So I got away from it. And I called my sons together out here to the old home place. And we started playing and singing these old songs. And then we went in the recording studio right up the street here from right our home. At the end of our street up here, Ben Isaacs with the gospel singing group, the Isaacs, he has a studio up here at TBN, Trinity Broadcasting Studios, and he's got a recording studio there. We went in and started singing old gospel songs that evolved into old time country songs that I had sang and heard when I was young growing up. And then we started singing some old country rock songs and pop songs, and featuring my sons. So we started playing and singing old songs. And we recorded 32 old songs, me and Chris and Rusty and Craig, and a couple of musician friends of ours. Through that process, we found a healing process happening. It was healing us mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And so we found a positive thing coming out of a negative situation that the world was in.
Right.
And we just had to step away from all the negativity and focus on music, something positive, something to cling to and hold on to, old songs.
Right.
We just kept singing and playing. Recorded 32 songs with my sons, with the Goldens, and then I recorded an album with the Oak Ridge Boys. And so it was 4 albums I did during the pandemic, and then I wrote a book. I did an autobiography. Scott England helped me write it and would interview me. He would interview my family, my friends, and my singing partners, and some of my first wife, my ex-wife. Anyhow, he talked about a lot of things, and but I wrote the autobiography. It's called Behind the Beard, and so that's what I've been doing for the past year and a half now. Is not only did we get it all recorded within about 6 months. But then we've been mixing it and doing music videos for this. We've got like 15 or 16 music videos put together with all the stuff that we're doing. And
Wow.
we've just now started releasing some of the singles, one from each album that I did with William Lee Golden and the Goldens. So that's what we've been doing through a pandemic. And this week, uh, I'm headed to Branson to do 2 days tomorrow and the next day shows there. Then we come back to Nashville and I get on the bus with my boys and we are headed to Bruton. We're leaving here Friday evening and we're going down for the Porch Festival in Bruton.
That's right.
We'll be there Saturday afternoon. It starts about 2 o'clock. We'll be there at the beautiful Downing Estate, performing some of these old songs that we've been recording. But it's me and my sons and our band, and we're coming back home to Bruton, where I was born and raised, and
Awesome.
where my sons were born. So it's going to be a kind of a celebrating time for us to get to come back home and play our music for our relatives and kinfolks and friends down in Bruton.
Right. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. I was reading. This is the first time that y'all have played together since like the '80s, and y'all played at W.S. Neal High School. I remember that because I was there. I was in the audience at that. I think I was in the 8th grade or 9th grade. It's been about 30 something years ago, but I was in the
Yeah,
audience. Yeah, that was a great show. I remember that. Uh, and so y'all've got like 3 albums coming out. You got a bunch of music.
that's right. And
How cool
we're
is
going to be
that?
releasing them like in January or February. We're going to let all three of them come out. So, and again, we went in and cut old songs. We didn't cut, was we were living in a pandemic, and I just didn't feel like any songs that we could be writing in a pandemic would be anything positive. We were living in a negative setting here.
Yes.
Everyone was told to go home, shut the doors, put on a mask, and be locked down for it started out to be 3 weeks, then it was 3 months, and now then going on a year and a half of uncertainty. But what we did is we just kept singing and recording and working on these songs, old songs, and bringing new life back to them. So
Yeah.
that's what we're doing, and that's what we're going to sing, some of these old songs that have touched us in our life, through our musical career. Because I started playing and singing when I was 7 years old, playing guitar and singing. Uh, with my sister, she played mandolin, and my mother taught us how to play music. And my sister taught me how to sing harmonies, and she helped me with playing the guitar. Lynette was a couple of years older than me, and so we started playing and singing when we were little kids. And I developed a love for music and a passion for singing when I was real young. And it's something that I've had throughout my life. And so doing all this stuff with my sons, I was following visions that I were having to get back together with them and us record again together. And so it's been healing and rewarding at the same time.
And y'all do a great group of songs. I've been listening to them, seeing the videos, and uh, I was looking at the Jambalaya video this morning, and Come and Dine and Four Walls. And you've got a mixture, like you were talking about, 3 albums. You got the old time gospel, country, and then rock. You even do a Tom Petty song. the Southern accent song, which I love.
Yeah, Chris
Also,
sings Tom Petty's song, and Rusty sang John Denver's Country Roads on there.
wow.
Rusty also sang Bob Seger's Hollywood Nights on the third album, and Chris sang the old Jimmy Davis song, You Are My Sunshine, and got my grandkids, his daughters, and his son to come in and play and sing with us. So it's three generations of our family that's on these records. My grandson Elijah, he's 18. He's on a scholarship at Brown University up in Connecticut. And anyhow, my grandkids are real talented too. They get a double dose of it from, Chris and Rusty and Craig. Their mother's family were real musical, so they've have a double dose of talent too. And it's been so rewarding for me to be in the studio and recording with my sons. And we've been rehearsing yesterday and today. We're going to rehearse again to come back down and sing these songs in Bruton at the Porch Festival on Saturday.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. And, talking about Bruton, Bruton, Alabama is the only place that I know of. Years ago, I would drive around and I would see Hank Lockland. I saw him at Walmart one morning, and then I drove across town and I saw William Lee Golden crossing the railroad tracks down there at the red light. I was thinking only in Bruton, Alabama, can you
Yeah,
see that. So did you? Don't y'all do a Hank Lockland song on these albums?
we did. I wanted to record one of Hank Lockland's great songs that he wrote that I grew up hearing as a kid and riding the tractors and hearing that song and singing it in the fields. But he wrote a song called Send Me the Pillow That You Dream On. So, darling, I can dream on it too. It's a love song, and it's a beautiful song. And and I got my sons together, Chris and Rusty and Craig, and we harmonized on that song. We did it a little different than Hank did it, as far as he did it just a solo singer singing it, and we put our group harmonies together on those choruses and sang the choruses in harmonies, which is a little different than the original. So, but it with the depth of harmonies that my boys have, it's just fills the song up. It's a beautiful song, and I played the song for Hank Adam, who's Hank Lockland's son, and he's a close friend of mine. So I've known Hank Adam for several years and was with him with his dad, several times. So
Right.
we go way back with Hank Lockland and Hank Adam, his son.
And you're talking about recording these videos for the songs that you got coming out. Where did you record these videos?
The videos that we did here at our old place in Tennessee. I've lived here at this old, it's an old home that I bought. It was built by Revolutionary War Colonel James Franklin back in 1786. It's an old brick home here in Tennessee. It's over 7,000 square feet, three-level old place here. But I've lived here since 1980. So 41 years now I've lived here at this old place. And we did all these music videos out here at our home place in different settings out here. I know we did the Jambalaya video on the front porch here. And we did the four walls here and a sunroom that we have here. And then the Come and Dine was, we videoed that at our front door and here on and in our living room in there by the grand piano, and then here around the table at our dining room here at our old home. So all of that was done here at home.
After all these years of playing music, and singing music, and what What's keeping you going after all these years? You've been doing it a long time, so what keeps you going? What's your inspiration?
Well, it's the music itself that inspires me. It energizes me. Music does. It's something that's always energized me. I love all kinds of music. And so having my sons come together with me, and they went back and recorded songs that had touched them in their lives growing up. And I went back and took them back to where I came from and the old songs that I sang as a kid. So it's revisiting classic songs that gave us comfort years ago. They still, when we bring them back out and play them and sing them, it gives us that same feeling of comfort and stimulates us today like it did when we were younger.
You're talking about the pandemic and all the negativity and things like that, and I know it did y'all some good, did you some good, but I know the fans are really gonna, take it and really appreciate it and appreciate the music. That's always something to look forward to is great positive music from somebody that you
Right.
admire. Um, who were some of your influences growing up?
I was real little, we listened to the Grand Ole Opry and stuff. But then as I became adolescence and my teenage years when rock and roll hit, and I was a big fan of all the music of that day. When I was real little, I listened to Hank Williams songs and sang Hank Williams songs. But then like I said, as my adolescence and high school, rock and roll hit, Elvis Presley, Little Richard, Chuck Berry, uh, those people were the ones that I was buying records, Fats Domino. But a lot of the old groups, the group singers, there was the Platters, there was the Coasters, a lot of these type groups that had group singing, 4-part harmonies. So I grew up singing, playing music, 4-part harmonies in high school. I played and sang at home with my family, but then in high school I sang with the FFA quartet, and we actually won district championship, of our quartet singing. So the high school, W.S. Neal High School, presented me with an old banner that we had won when we won one of our trophies. So they passed that banner on to me now, and I've got it down at the farm place.
Mm-hmm.
I still go back to our home place in Bruton. We still have the old home place there, the farm and the home place. And so that's where I'll be this weekend. We're going back home. And so I'll be down there on Saturday. It's my wife's birthday. Simone has a birthday Saturday. So
Awesome.
I'm getting her a cake and taking it with us to Bruton.
All right.
We'll cut the cake in Bruton on Saturday.
All right.
But we're going to be performing there at the Porch Festival starting about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right after opening ceremonies. We're going to start singing. And so we'd like to invite everybody that would like to come out and have an afternoon of country and gospel and pop songs and music. Come on out and enjoy the fellowship and the neighborhood and the hospitality that Bruton offers. It's one of the unique towns in the world that offers this type of hospitality. And I'm just happy to be not only from Bruton, but still a resident of Escambia County.
We're thankful for you. I've even got an annual. My mom went to Neal, which I went to Neal. My mom went to Neal. She's got an annual from 1969. It's got this young guy in there. You might know him. He's got dark hair. He doesn't have a beard though. It's a pretty good picture.
Well, yeah, I lost my razor over 40 years ago.
Haven't found it yet, have you? You don't
I
want
have not found it.
to. I was thinking though earlier about the song "Thank God for Kids," which I love that song, and
I love that song too. In fact, we'll be singing that song Saturday afternoon there at the Porch Festival. And it is a great song. And when I recorded it, I was a father. Uh, and since I recorded it, right after I recorded "Thank God for Kids," uh, I became a grandfather for the first time. Now I've been a grandfather 7 times. So and then I'm a father again. So I have a son that's Solomon. He's 20 years old now. And it's been almost 40 years since I recorded that song. So the song is, each year it takes on more meaning to me. So it's one of my favorite songs that we've ever sang.
it's a great song. And as far as playing with your sons, y'all got some dates coming up. I know you, like you said, you're going to be in Bruton. You got some other dates coming up for them.
Well, we're being offered several dates, but what I'm doing is I'm still singing with the Oak Ridge Boys, and I'm singing with my family too, with the Goldens. Uh, and like I said, it's 3 generations of our family singing together and playing music together. Elizabeth, my granddaughter, is going to be there with us. Chris's daughter. She's a great violinist. She's a great singer, and she'll be there singing and playing music with us on Saturday.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to all that music and all the generations of family that you have there. And looking over the list, and I've been seeing a lot of it on social media, all the songs that you're doing. I think everybody's going to have a really good time. And there's going to be something for everybody, right? So it's going to be great.
It will.
And I appreciate you talking to me. Always happy to talk to people like you and people that encourage people and people that still have great music that they're doing after all these years. And that's awesome.
Follow your visions and follow your dreams.
Amen.
Go after it. It don't normally come to you. You got to go get it.
That's right. That's good advice for everybody out there listening. That was the words of a wise man, William Lee Golden. Thank you so much for talking to me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Gary Stuckey. It's always good to hear from you and hear about you. And keep the Real Music Podcast going.
Thanks, William.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody, for listening to another podcast of Real Music. If you'd like to support this channel, please do so by clicking on the support button. And I appreciate it so much. And be sure to check out my YouTube channel, Real Music with Gary Stuckey. And until next time, everybody, always keep the music real.